Hurry up, 5 minutes. 5 minutos. Esta noche es muy caliente.
Hey, download your TikTok app today so you can have Chinese spyware in your house for free. You go down! Give me money!
Fucking future!
We're talking about a fat ass and everything, yeah.
I said loud ass. It's like I took a poop and it was one of those painful ones that brings a tear to your eye. Uh-huh. Okay. Gotta turn off my Bluetooth, baby. Hi. And welcome to party. Oh shit. I fucked up. Why are you not working? Turn off the Bluetooth. What the ass? And then, all right, grab my drinks. Where's my drinks? I don't have any. I'm gonna go get some. Oh, I could use my Super Mario ugly Christmas sweater. Sweater weather. And then, wrong side. Where's my book? It's right here. You know what? Let me fix that.
disorienting, terrible gangsta lean that we got going on. I meant to fix it yesterday, but just didn't get around to it. There we go. How's that? Why did music stop? Oh, okay. Oh. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I bought this mask or this hat years ago. I thought it was kind of cool looking, and it's even cooler because I could do this. And I'm like, oh, boogie, boogie, boogie. Spooky, spooky skeleton, right? So I can keep my ears warm, and it can do the other stuff. Pretty amazing. I think so. My head is super warm. Well, it was warm. Now I took it off. And it's not cold in here. I don't care what anybody says. It's nice. Anyways, hi everybody. I'm gonna give you guys a moment to filter in. I still gotta open my whiskey. I'm on a new bottle. I mean level, whatever. I thought I'd give this a go. Chattanooga whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey from cask, whatever. It's a drink. Made in Chattanooga, Tennessee. One of the many things I enjoy from Tennessee on a relatively regular basis. Yeah. Don't judge me. Well, it smells nice. Hopefully it tastes as nice as it smells. Tonight we shall be reading from the Killer Book of True Crime. Incredible stories, facts, and trivia from the world of murder and mayhem by Tom Philbin and Michael Philbin. Oh, I'm assuming brothers? Maybe. Lovers? Ooh, scandalous. Brothers and lovers? Ugh, all romantic. Right. This is the book we'll be reading from tonight. It says hours of nail-biting true crime. Oh man, we're going to learn stuff like John Wayne Gacy's favorite movies, how America's most prolific burglar was captured, which city houses the world's largest red light district. I mean, if it's legal, then I would say probably Las Vegas or Amsterdam, but if it's illegal, New York or Baton Rouge, I'm not sure. We'll get to that. How a roach led to the capture of Albert Fish. An eyewitness account of the murder of 8 nurses. Ooh, spicy. Where Al Capone really got the scar on his face. But some people need to be taught a valuable lesson, and you know, they still teach that lesson over in Scotland. They call it the Glasgow smile. You know, if you cross the right guy at the wrong time or the wrong guy at the wrong time, they'll give you a little Joker smile. It's a fucking dick move, but it's kind of what they do around there. Yeah, don't travel alone in certain places. But you know what? You're grown. Make your own mistakes. I won't tell you how to live your life. And I'd appreciate some guidance for mine, because I'm clearly not doing super well. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Has it been long enough? Have we chilled out a little bit? Oh, it's 59 degrees in my house. Nice. That's good. That's comfy, right? Well, is that 111 proof? It is 111 proof. Smooth? That'll put some hair on your chest. Not mine in particular, but I don't think I was meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. What do you think, dog? Okay. Thanks for your input. Oh, should I turn on your blanket now? There is warmth. You just gotta stay under the blanket. It's plenty comfy. Plenty. I like it. Dog doesn't seem to mind. I haven't seen her shiver once. So it's plenty warm. Not like last year. Whew, last year. Whew. Last year was the first time I turned on my heat. Last year I turned on the heat. I think it was like 45 degrees in here. That was pretty chilly. Turn on the heat to like a balmy 53 degrees. Some ridiculously low number. You'll freeze your nipples off. Don't freeze your nipples off, kids. Anyway, so once again, this is the book. The Killer Book of Crime. Let's go trivia. Just because I needed more random facts about serial killers than this coconut right here. I mean, honestly, kids, the reason why I read about these guys is because I want to learn where they went wrong. I mean, because it intrigues me. Yeah, that intrigues me. Shapoopy. Right? Anyways. Holy crippies and crapple. We're going to get to this in just one moment. I need to do a thing. Nah, I can wait till after. Come one, come all. I'll wait for some of y'all. Should I wear a hat? Should I put on my hood of this super sweet poncho? I need some input. Baseball cap, beanie, hood and baseball cap, hood and beanie. Talk to me, guys. I mean, clearly I don't follow any type of fashion trends, so, you know. Input's always appreciated, though. I'm so toasty right now. It's nice. You know, I think I might like this straight bourbon from Chattanooga Whiskey a little bit more than I like their regular 111. This is gonna get me fucked up. That was a strong pour. Whew. We'll see how that works out for us. We gonna get to that book? Yeah, we're gonna get to that book. No hood fine. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I do value my viewers' opinions highly, and sometimes I don't. But thank you. I feel like I'm gonna be plenty warm in just a little bit. And kids, life hack for you. I think the reason why I've never been hungover in my life, at least not a severe hangover that was noticeable, and I've never had a heat stroke or any of that stuff. The secret is being severely dehydrated always. That's what I think it is. I think the more water I drink, the more my body realizes how much it needed, and that's when I feel off. Like, oh god, I'm hydrated. Ugh. Just be severely dehydrated always, and you'll be fine. I mean, if you're built like a stubborn tank like me. But, okay, bad advice. Don't listen to me, but I that's the only conclusion I can draw other than genetics. Genetics. Dog don't give a shit. She right down over here. Ain't that right, Rox? That's what I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting my lip poison. Let me get that going, and we'll get to reading, y'all. Oh, by the by, I read these comics as a kid, and I saw them over at Barnes & Noble, and I just had to get them. But it's by Art Spiegelman. It's called Mouse. I don't know if I could show the thing, so we're just going to avoid that. Oh, that one has it too. Okay, so yeah, and then Mouse too. But yeah, it's a really visually stunning and powerful work of art about surviving the concentration camps of Hitler's Wrath. I originally read it in Hungarian, so I don't know how the English version's gonna fare, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh man, the dog farted. Dog, why are you farting? So I was tempted to get myself one of those little Minions Chupa Chup lollipops or suckers or whatever, and they come with a little figurine. And I think I already have this one. Oh wait, no, I don't. Is this a different? This is a different one. Well, either way. So they're both Stuart, and Stuart happens to be my favorite Minion. Probably because he's the dumbest but sweetest one. But it comes with a little minifig. There's Stuart with his little whatever get up going on, and then I got Stuart with pigtails. But you know, it's adorable. I like adorable things. That's why I got this sweet dog. She's pretty adorable. Don't you guys think? I think so. And then, oh shit, I've been carrying an empty can with me. That ain't doing me no damn good. Oh. Oh, we hit the dead silence. It's okay. I'm not talking, you're not talking, we're not talking, but we're gonna read this book. We're gonna enjoy it. I'm not sure if it has like actual trivia other than like facts, but it'd be neat to have a little interactive portion. I'm sure if I tried hard enough I could make it have an interactive portion, but I don't know, that sounds like work. And right now I'm clearly using the brain fog juice, so probably not gonna get that creative with the format if it doesn't have like little questionnaires or whatever. Maybe it just has little trivia factoids in there. I like that too. Oh, I wonder if what's her face is gonna tune in. They said I was their new favorite streamer, and they subscribed, so that was pretty dope. And it wasn't Amazon Prime subscription either. And I was just like, cool. I got 2 subs from one raid, which, you know, it may not sound like a big deal, but it means a lot to this guy right here, because I could probably count on one finger how many new subs I've had in the past year. I don't know, I might be a little bit hyperbolic on that one, but close to it. Anyways, do we take another sip? Maybe. Chapter 1. Okay, introduction. Welcome to Gore Galore. This book is designed to serve up a potpourri of delectable information about crime in a manner that's entertaining, informative, and satisfying. It should be right down the average crime lover's gurney, or rather alley. We're starting off with the dad jokes already. I don't know. I think I might like it. Actually, should I have read that as like Vincent Price? This book is designed to serve up a potpourri. No, that's not what Vincent Price sounded like. Close enough. Whatever. Shut up. Y'all don't know. For those of you who know that know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. This book serves up crime in a variety of ways. There are notable quotables, quotes from people involved in crime in one way or another. Straight facts and factoids. Match games such as matching the correct mafia nicknames to the correct mobsters. Q&As. Who am I? Brain teasers. And many lists for everything from the characteristics of a serial murderer to characteristics of kids who murdered their parents. Also included is the jargon that particular groups of criminals use, such as prisoners who say family style to describe the missionary position for sodomy in prison. Ah, my God. Anyway, I didn't know that was called family style, but not all the entries have a serious side. Crime can be funny, and entries so marked described encounters New York cops have had with criminals. Many of these stories describe criminals who are just plain dumb. These pieces came from the book The Funniest Cop Stories Ever by Tom Philbin and Scott Baker. Can you do that? Just like, hey, it came from these guys, it's fine. Most of what's served appears in short form, snacks if you will. But there's some longer pieces, full-course meals, such as the Mass Murder chapter, which recounts stories such as the night in Chicago when Richard Speck perpetrated one of the most abominable crimes of the 20th century. While words can be great, there's nothing like illustrations. And this book contains a variety, everything from pictures of some of the worst maniacs of the 20th century to crime scene art, from notes given to bank tellers during bank robberies to the graphic autopsy report that details the brutal slaying of Nicole Brown Simpson. If you follow true crime, some of the material presented here will be familiar to you, but most of it likely will not be familiar because it wasn't even familiar to the brothers Philbin when we researched this book. And we are both self-proclaimed card-carrying ghouls. Ah yes, there's nothing like the smell of decomposing flesh in the morning. I don't ever want to smell decomposing flesh, but, you know, to each their own, I suppose. We have, though, exercised some discretion, excluded some materials such as photos showing JFK's head after being shot with a high-powered rifle. This is because while true crime can make one's eyes dilate with interest and pleasure, sometimes it can be just too much to bear. The subject matter walks a fine line between intensely interesting and outright disgusting. Where's the line that separates the two? We don't know, but we think it's probably somewhere in the stomach. Alright then. We hope you enjoy this book. We are sure you will learn some things from it, like the fact that abysmal childhoods often produce murderers. Mine was not necessarily abysmal. It's just kind of sad and lonely, but we'll elaborate on that later. But that's not our main goal. Our main purpose is to entertain, and we hope you decide that we've succeeded. Mike and Tom Philbin. Well, dear Mike and Tom Philbin, if I enjoyed this book, I will be happy to DM you guys or even write a snail mail letter saying how much I enjoyed it. And if you lovely viewers enjoyed it, then great, because that's the point, right? What you think, Rox? Good job, dog. That's why you're on the small camera, because all you do is sleep. Just kidding. She's like the world champ at sleeping. Chapter 1. Robbery. Notable quotable. It's where the money is. Bank robber Willie Sutton when asked why he exclusively robbed banks. Alright, fair enough, Willie. Make my day law. Burglars intent on a home invasion, taking over a house when the occupants are home, should probably think twice before doing it in the state of Colorado. In 1985, Colorado passed the controversial Make My Day law, which states citizens of Colorado have a right to expect absolute safety within their own homes, and that a homeowner/occupant is justified in using any degree of physical force, including deadly physical force on an intruder, if the intruder has made an unlawful entry into the dwelling and the occupant feels physically threatened. In July 2006, a man in Aurora, Illinois, who had been burglarized several times before, used his 12-gauge shotgun to shoot and kill an intruder who had pushed him in an air conditioner to gain access. Who pushed in an air conditioner to gain access to the intended victim's one-story bungalow. At the time of this book's writing, the Make My Day law was being cited, but the outcome was pending. Alright. You know, I personally don't care about any law written by man as far as your own personal domicile and your friends and your family are concerned. you know what? If we have some silly laws around here, we can just make a body disappear. You didn't hear from shit from me. No body, no crime, baby. What? No. Don't listen to me. You'll get in trouble. A very dangerous little boy. In South Bend, Indiana in 2002, an 11-year-old boy and his grandmother were alone in their home when someone came to the door. The grandmother knew the man was a drug dealer, but he was also a friend of her daughter, who was in jail on drug charges. Against her better judgment and in trying to be civil to her daughter's friend, the grandmother allowed the man into her home. While the man initially acted friendly and appeared concerned about the imprisoned daughter's well-being, the man's demeanor changed radically after a few minutes. Knowing there were guns in the house, the man pulled out a carpet cutter and held it to the grandmother's throat, demanding to know where the guns were. The young boy ran from the room upstairs to the gun cabinet and grabbed a shotgun and a loaded Spanish Llama 45 automatic. What the hell's a Spanish Llama? Whatever. You know, I thought I knew guns, but I ain't never heard no Spanish Llama. I ain't dead. The boy's father had died 3 years early of a heart attack, and what the drug dealer didn't know was that by the time the boy was 8 years old, the boy's father had taught his son all about guns and shooting. The boy came down the stairs and threw the shotgun onto the floor, distracting the man, and the boy then assumed a two-handed, straight-arm combat position known as the isosceles stance. The drug dealer tried to swing the grandmother around for more protection, but it was too late. The boy saw the man's exposed side and fired off a round, hitting him squarely in the upper chest. The drug dealer managed to run out the door, but he collapsed and died in an alleyway about 40 yards from the house. The child's expertise and fast action had certainly saved his grandmother's life. The court's ruling on the incident came as no surprise: justifiable homicide. Now remember, kids, even if it's in self-defense, it's still homicide. I didn't make up the definitions, but you know, I would call it something else, but words are words, and to some, they maintain their meaning. Otherwise, even language as a whole is senseless. What the fuck am I rambling about? Don't worry about it. I got a massage. Who I got a massage from? Ah. Okay. The most prolific burglar. Bernard C. Welch. Really? I just checked my shit. Okay, that's fine. The most prolific burglar. Bernard C. Welch Jr. may be arguably the most prolific burglar of all time. This 40-year-old man, whom cops nicknamed the Standard Time Burglar because he liked to work in winter when nights are longer, packed 3,300 burglaries into his life. 3,300? Jesus! Into his life, and also committed 3 at-gunpoint rapes and 1 murder. Well, aren't you a class act? I mean, kids, that's like 0.1%. So, you know, it's still bad. But it could have been much worse. 33, over 33. Holy fuck, that's a lot of burglaries. Anyways, most of the time, Welch, who later took the name Norm Hamilton, lived an ordinary life in Great Falls, Virginia, and worked as a collectibles dealer. A great job for a thief. But eventually the police sniffed him out. After arresting him when they searched Welch's house, the police found an astonishing 13,000 items stolen in the basement worth approximately $7 million, and which took police 6 days to inventory. Wow, my dude. Also found in the search were 2 smelters that Welch used to melt down gold and silver. In 1981, Welch was sentenced to 9 consecutive life terms, but it wasn't the burglaries that earned him the heavy sentence. One night, while Welch was robbing a house in Washington, D.C., the home's owner, Michael Halberstam, 48-year-old brother of the famous writer David Halberstam, startled Welch. Welch panicked and shot Halberstam, who died. Welch was on the 4th year of his long sentence when he escaped from prison, but he was recaptured. An interesting side note to Welch's burglaries is that after he was captured, some 4,000 victims came forward attempting to reclaim their stolen property. What? And why is that surprising? This motherfucker stole from me. I want my shit back. How desperate for cash are some drug addicts? I, Tom Philbin, have a friend, let's call her Jenny White, who spent 3 years in a woman's institution in Framingham for burglary. She gave me a good idea of just how desperate drug addicts can be. I was involved, she said, in 87 burglaries, and many of them took place in broad daylight while the people were home. In Massachusetts, that goes from plain burglary to home invasion, and there's much heavier time involved, but we didn't give a fuck. Getting money or things we could fence was all that mattered. Let me put it this way. On more than one occasion, we would snake into a house while people were in the backyard having a cookout. Me and this guy Mikey went through the front door and hit the pocketbooks in the living room. At any moment, someone could have walked in. We didn't have any intention of hurting anyone, but you never know. That's fucking cold, bro. But hey, it happens. Panic rooms, not new. Most people were probably surprised by the movie Panic Room, in which Jodie Foster and her daughter retreat into an impregnable room while home invaders tried to break through to get into the room. But people might also be surprised to learn that such rooms have existed for a long time. Corporate executives in fear of being kidnapped, people in sensitive government situations, or ordinary people who just want to protect themselves and or their valuables, say, against an abusive or vengeful spouse are common users of these types of panic rooms. The walls may be built of concrete or some other semi-impregnable material. The door made of solid wood or metal and opening outward so that its edges are resting on metal jambs or framework that can't be pushed in easily. But unlike the room in the movie, real safe rooms are not built to withstand hours of assault, but rather they are constructed to give the person inside enough time to summon help. Experts also recommend stocking the room with weapons, food, and water, and of course, a means of communication with the police. Experts also say that the room should blend in with the rest of the house. The best defense is for intruders not to know you're in there. Yeah, they're not supposed to know. Use your head, people. Q&A. All right, here we go. First one. How much do retail stores lose to theft each year? Anybody want to take a whack at that? My one viewer? How much do retail stores lose in theft each year? Well, that was only one guy. Come on now. He said, I wish somebody would try to fucking stop me. Alright, sassy pants, calm down. Ain't nobody trying to put their hands on you. A survey in 2002 found that retail stores suffered between 0.7% and 2.2% retail inventory loss of gross sales due to theft, with the average being about 1.7%. I mean, yeah. He came back. And then he stole an item that didn't even work, which is kind of fucking hilarious, but it's fine. Question. What is crotch walking? Alright, somebody weigh in. What is crotch walking? Take a gander. Take a wild guess. Proof bourbon. Yeah, baby. And for those of you that tuned in, this book has a different format. It's got factoids and apparently Q&A. And so the question was, what is crotch walking? Anybody want to gander? I guess you just take a stab at it. Crotch walking? Anybody? Going once, going twice? Roxy knows. She's keeping it to herself. She's like, I don't want to talk about it. That's fine, Roxy. It's fine. All right. Answer. No, it's not walking on your crotch. It's a technique used by female shoplifters wearing full skirts and dresses. The shoplifter places an item between their thighs and then exits the store. Walking in a neutral manner is the trick. and shoplifters who are good at this technique have been known to walk out of stores with very large objects between their legs, even typewriters and hams. Hams! Okay, that's crotch walking, kids. That's a thievery technique. I wonder if it's popular in Scotland where men still wear kilts. What do you guys think? Huh? Scotland forever! Many a year ago, I was in this place in Dunedin, or Dunedin, and I was talking to a guy from Scotland, and thought I'd run my Scottish accent by him after many a viewing of Train Spotting, and I hit him with my Scottish accent, and hit him with a couple lines, and then I went back to speaking regular again. Hey, Davis, welcome back. Davis, quick question for you, buddy. I'm thinking about ditching YouTube because I don't think I'm ever going to make it with their partner program. Thinking about switching to X or aka formerly known as Twitter, just because they're doing live now, and I feel like since it's relatively new with their live streaming, that maybe I might get a foothold in somewhere. I mean, I'd be happy to leave Twitch and YouTube, honestly, if the money was right, but I'm making a couple bucks off of Twitch. And you just missed it. We were talking about crotch walking. That's a thievery technique that ladies employ wearing a skirt where they tuck something between their legs and walk in a neutral position to steal things, including large items up to typewriters and hams. Although I can't see doing it with a typewriter. That seems like it's heavy. That requires certain exercises to be strong enough to hold your legs together and actually walk. Holy shit, how do you steal a fucking typewriter? I guess that was a while ago, because I mean, where the hell can you even find a typewriter these days? Anyways. Crimes can be funny. Why shotgun teams were disbanded. In New York in the 1960s, in locations where robberies were common, cops would deploy shotgun teams to provide an unpleasant surprise for robbers. This would give police an advantage over the robbers, and an arrest would follow. But shotgun teams were disbanded as a result of the actions of one overzealous shotgun team whose members hid behind a vent in a liquor store had been held up 5 or 6 times earlier. What happened was recounted the next day by the perpetrator, who spoke from his hospital bed. I came into the joint, he says, and put the heat on the dude and tell him to give me all the bread in the register. As he's doing that, I hear a little noise to my right. When I hear someone yell, though I can't see anyone, "Goodbye, motherfucker!" Next thing I know, I wake up here. So why did they stop it? Well, see, the thing is, it's hard to suggest alternative media to people. I just don't feel like I'm going to grow on YouTube. I mean, I crunch the numbers and I'm averaging about 1 follow for every month. Been doing this for 2 years and we're right around 40 followers. Okay, it's 2, but whatever, it's I don't even get notified when somebody follows. I can't be like, hey, thanks for the follow, It's just like, hey, like, comment, share, and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. I'm not doing all that. That's why we're not growing, but that's fine. Oh, time for another Q&A. Are males or female shoplifters more common? Anybody you got a 50-50 chance of getting it right. Are males or female shoplifters more common? Anybody? Yeah, Come on, guys, we're hitting the Q&A. I know this is a different type of format, but we're doing the thing. Anybody want to weigh in a guess? Come on, kids, step right up. Only 2 genders represented here. The rest of the 15 quadrillion are not currently available because we have to fit it in one book. No? Nobody? Females. Ding, ding, ding. Female shoplifters outnumber males by about 20-1. 9 out of 10 shoplifters are under the age of 30. Well, shit the bed. Good guess there, sarcastic RN. Well, you probably have some female friends. Yeah. Question. How do shoplifters beat electronic security systems? Okay, this is one's a bit more wordy, so I'm to defeat the RFID security systems in department stores, where the item contains a small transponder that sends signals to the alarm system. Shoplifters bring in bags or boxes that have been lined with aluminum foil. If they can successfully get this pilfered item into the bag or box unobserved, they'll be able to simply walk out of the store. The aluminum blocks the alarm signal. Underwear lined with aluminum foil is another shoplifting trick. Oh man, now I know. I'm just kidding, I wouldn't. I have a special grain of hate in my heart for people who steal. I don't care what your situation is. Like, bro, don't steal. I mean, at least be a scumbag panhandler and beg and borrow money. Don't fucking steal. But anyways. And if it's for the basic necessities, you could probably get that shit for free. So, just saying. Question. How are shoplifters taking advantage of modern technology? Answer. More sophisticated shoplifters are taking advantage of high quality printing and digital technology. They will purchase low-cost items at a department store. Once home, they remove the low-cost barcodes and print multiple copies of them. Returning to the store, they cover the barcodes of higher-priced items with one of their own. The item scans at the lower price, and assuming the cashier doesn't notice, they get away with it. Oh, it sounds like self-checkout might be more harmful to the establishment than otherwise wouldn't be. Oh, okay. Question. How do shoplifters beat cashiers? I mean, I'm assuming with a stick, but the answer is a little bit longer than that, so let's get into that. Answer. The shoplifter will put the item she wants to steal under the folded baby seat of a shopping cart or conceal it in a false sales leaflet. Having other merchandise in the cart for which she intends to pay, she seeks out a cashier who seems slow or inexperienced and who will often not notice the semi-hidden item. Yeah. So, guys, don't be taking notes on how to do this shit, because eventually you will be caught by an eagle eye and you're going to regret it. No regrets. Check washing. Check washing is a document-altering scam that's disturbingly simple. Thieves will look for a mailbox with flag up and snatch the outgoing mail before the mailman arrives. They look for mail containing personal checks made out to utilities, credit card companies, and so forth. Then they use chemicals to erase all the information on the checks except your signature. How? A number of common household chemicals are capable of dissolving ink. The most widely used chemical is acetone, a mixture of isopropyl alcohol, benzene, bleach, carbon tetrachloride, and a few other chemicals. Don't you try this at home now. We'll also do the trick. Once all the information is erased, they rewrite the check to themselves for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, go to a bank, give the teller phony identification which matches the name on the check, and they walk out with your cash. Man, I can't believe the number of female shoplifters is 20 to 1. Good Lord, 20 to 1. You're slaying queens. According to the National Check Fraud Center, hundreds of millions of dollars are stolen each year in the U.S. as a result of check washing. While this is mostly perpetrated by street criminals, occasionally a bad apple postal worker has been known to pull this stunt. Fortunately, check manufacturing companies are very aware of the problem and are always improving their security measures. They even make some stock washproof now. But the federal authorities still offer the following advice. Try to bring your mail directly to the post office or collection box. Or, if that's not possible, hand the mail to the letter carrier personally. If you must put outgoing mail in an old-fashioned mailbox, don't put up the flag and put the mail out just before the postman arrives. Also, don't leave outgoing mail in the box on Sundays or holidays when the letter carriers aren't working. I mean, that sounds like it makes sense. But if we gotta explain that shit, why the hell are you sending paper checks out? My gosh, I mean, I do paper checks, but I do it in person at the business. Don't judge me. I like to have a receipt in hand to prove that I've paid my stuff, because, you know, with all the magical zeros and ones, I feel like they can... multiple times I've been double billed. This is not Christmas music, because most of the Christmas music is copyrighted. And I'm not trying to get any strikes on my channel. We're listening to some lo-fi hip-hop. Non-DMCA, so it's not copyrighted material. I'm sure some of it still is, because, you know, there's no checks and balances on Spotify. They don't give two flying fucks. But I used YouTube for a while, and not only do they play ads, but on their allegedly no copyright playlists, I've been copyright struck many times, and I'm like, y'all are a bunch of fucking dicks. I literally used YouTube, and I got a copyright strike on, guess what? YouTube. Those motherfuckers. Anyways, fucking hate YouTube. You hear me, Susan Wojcicki, or whoever the fuck's running the show right now? Fuck you. And that's why we'll never make partner on YouTube. Oh, single tear. Anyways, to protect yourself further, writing checks out in gel ink instead of regular dye-based ink makes it much harder, if not impossible, for thieves to do their dirty work. Also, find out from your bank what security measures are contained in their documents to protect against check washing. Examine your bank statements closely. If fraud is not reported within 30 days of you receiving your statement, the bank does not have to reimburse you for your loss. Oh man, you mean I need to check my account? Okay. I check it when it tells me I've overdrafted, like, shit, I fucked up. It's only happened once this month. The night is young. 2 wallet stealing tricks. 2 pickpockets will often work in tandem to steal a wallet. One such technique is known as the pile-up pick. Poised near a crowded escalator, they will spot a potential male victim. One pickpocket goes on the escalator in front of the victim, and the other pickpocket stands on the escalator behind the victim. Just as the escalator ride is ending, the front man will drop something on the escalator stairs and clumsily bend down to pick it up, creating a football-style pile-up of people. The victim sandwiched between the 2 thieves doesn't feel a thing, and the pickpocket in back steals the man's wallet. Number 2. One trick of female thieves is to follow a lone woman with a pocketbook into the ladies' room. They know many women hang their bags on the hook inside of the stall. Once they know the victim is sitting on the toilet, the thief will simply reach over and grab the bag off the hook. Sometimes just before the purse is stolen, an accomplice drops change into the adjacent stall to create a distraction. Oh, you crafty ladies. Q&A. Should you let a robber take your purse? Should you let a robber take your purse? Yes or no, yes or no. Taking bets here, people. I'm willing to bet they're saying no. You should let them take your purse because, you know, your life is more valuable than anything your purse contains. Alright, in exchange for his nuts. That's a good answer. Alright, answer. That's a decision you have to make on the spot. And a lot of different factors influence the decision. In some situations, women decide to give up their purse to get the person to leave. If that's the decision that you make, experts recommend throwing the purse as far away from you as you can, on the assumption that the criminal is much more interested in your money than in you. Some people pay extra for that. Once you've thrown the bag, run as fast as possible in the other direction. And there you go. Throw the bag, ladies! If you decide that you want to fight for your purse, you should first make sure your attacker is not armed, and then you should know effective ways to fight and defend yourself. There are also some advanced steps you can take to minimize the impact of any potential theft or robbery, such as not carrying much cash, making sure you have copies at home of the favorite photos you carry, and knowing the procedure for reporting stolen credit cards. If you take these precautions, it might be easier to give up the purse without a fight, and you can potentially avoid any physical harm. Now, in my defense, look how small that print is. It's like reading an ingredients label. They don't want to know what poison you're consuming. Just buy the product and eat, you little piggy. Which I do. Oink, oink. Just think about that, Rox. I don't care. We're just going to eat it. If it's on the shelf, it's safe enough, right? Question. What is inventory shrinkage? For those of you who've worked in retail, you should know this term. Answer. Inventory shrinkage is a term used to describe a combination of employee theft, shoplifting, vendor fraud, and administrative error. And it is the single largest category of larceny. Hey, what up, Calvin? Of larceny in the U.S., according to the National Retail Security Survey. It cost U.S. retailers over $31 billion in 2002. Good God, how old is this damn book? Yeah, I didn't even check the price on it. I saw that it mainly had large print, and it was slightly different than your typical book because it has Q&A and factoids and all this other stuff. So the format's slightly different. I figured it'd be a little bit more interactive for you, my lovely viewers. Robbery jargon. Bunco, a con game. The term may stem from the Spanish word banca, card game similar to three-card Monte. It has been in use since the 19th century. Crime report in the July 6, 1875 issue of the Chicago Tribune said, Right. The fugitive is the same person who buncoed a stranger of $75 recently. Today, many police departments still have bunco squads to handle such swindles. $75 in 1875? Bro! I was watching The Fat Electrician, and he's reading about this one guy on YouTube, and old boy got fined $52 for desertion from the U.S. Army. My camera's in front of my chat? What? What are you talking about? Camera's in front of my chat. What? Oh, okay. Good to know. Oh, it is a little cut off. Thanks for letting me know. I don't know how to fix that. Oh wait, maybe I do. That'll be a worry for another time. Thank you for letting me know, though. Appreciate you, Calvin. But anyways, what I was saying is that this was during World War II. He was charged $52 for desertion, and adjusted for inflation, that's about $1,000 today. So $75 back in 1875, bro. Oh my God! Adjusted for inflation, $1875, $1870. Oh my God! That's about $4,000 or $5,000. It was a lot. It was a fucking lot. I mean, you watch the old cowboy movies and shit where they're like, you know, pretty much clearing out the general store, and it ends up costing them like 50 cents or $1. Like, holy shit, they just bought a fuck ton of stuff. Like, you feel bad for the horse they buy so much stuff, and it ends up being like 75 cents or whatever. Like, what the hell? Anyways. Whew. Check kiter. Oh, I know about that. I had a friend who used to do that shit. May she rest in peace. Someone who writes bad checks. Check kiters run the gamut from the basically honest citizen trying to make ends meet to the calculating trained thief who lives on kited checks. Check kiting can also involve big time sums of money. For example, in 1985, V.F. Hutton & Co. Incorporated, a stock brokerage, pleaded guilty to federal charges that involved check kiting and were fined $2 million plus the cost of the government investigation, $750,000. In addition, they had to pay back $8 million they had defrauded from banks. The government said the scheme had lasted from July 1980 to February 1982, a time when interest rates were very high. In one aspect of the scheme, Hutton managers would write checks for more money than they had on account, using money that in effect didn't exist, just like an ordinary individual would do. Yeah. I was just like, I didn't know what the hell you were talking about initially. Thank you for clarifying. I'm not that drunk yet. Working on it though. The term check kiting probably derives from the action of a kite. It is up in the air temporarily before it comes to rest to launder money. Money laundering is the process of making a currency transaction for the sole purpose of reducing a larger amount of money into negotiable instruments of less than $10,000. Any amount in any form over $10,000 is automatically reported by banks to the IRS. The people who actually convert the money are nicknamed Smurfs after the energetic blue cartoon characters from the mid-1980s. Chuck Salfos, a lawyer in the Department of Justice, was explaining the process of laundering money to his young daughter and explained that the people who did the work had to run from bank to do it. Oh, his daughter said, they're like Smurfs, and the name stuck. Well, okay. I mean, Smurfs are important if you want to do any shady business dealings or buying ephedrine. What? Anyways. You gotta get that pseudo to get your cook on, man. Dip, a pickpocket. This term is primarily used by bunco squads and likely derives from the physical action involved. The hand dips into the pocket and extracts the valuables. In 1888, the St. Louis Globe Democrat reported that no one is immune from a skillful pickpocket. A dip. 5. Fallen off a truck. Stolen item, the product of a burglary, a hijacking, or bought hot. The phrase is usually associated with the mafia, and from time to time one hears a version of it in popular media. The movie Married to the Mob, for example, the wife of one of the mafioso tells him she is tired of living the mob lifestyle, where everything we own fell off of a truck. No, fair enough. Q&A. Do shoplifters work alone? Anybody? Do shoplifters work alone? Answer. Sometimes. But they also often work in pairs or groups. With pairs, one member of the team distracts the employee with questions. Oh yeah? Well, I have no idea. Man, my camera's like in front of everything. I don't even know what just happened. What just happened? Is that a new follow? I have no idea. Yeah, nope. In groups, several members enter the store at the same time and then disperse to all the areas of the store. They know employees cannot watch everyone at once. Or what we've got lately is the flash mobs of people collecting their reparations. But I ain't trying to judge. Anyways, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Tuesday Nights is Books and Bourbon. Oh, I know Green. What up, my dude? You actually created a Twitch account? Dope. Anyways, welcome to the channel, and I believe Twitch is a downloadable app on your smart TV, so you can watch me on the big screen. What? Get on my level. Hope you guys are doing all right tonight. How do kids help shoplifters? Answer. One way is that mothers will hand items to children to put in their pockets. That's just dirty. My goodness. Who would do such a thing? Oh, by the by, I've had this thing in the packaging for the better part of a year. I bought my Super Mario ugly Christmas sweater mug. I thought it was kind of neat. It was on clearance. I like unique mugs. What can I say? If the security system is triggered as they are leaving the store, the mothers will act as if the child took the merchandise on their own. Knowing the store will not arrest the child, she acts shocked and scolds the child, making him put it back. Another technique is using a stroller or the baby carriage as a stash. They hide items in the blankets and sometimes even the merchandise under the infant. Carriages with false bottoms also are used. Another way is seen in the movie The King of Gypsies is for a child to swallow a valuable gem and later excrete it. Oh man. We're searching for treasure in the poo-poo. Nice. A human bomb. High on the list of bizarre ways to rob a bank is turning someone into a human bomb. On August 28, 2003, as near as authorities can determine, a man named Wells, who delivered for Mamma Mia's Pizza Parlor, was called to deliver 2 pepperoni pizzas to what turned out to be a bogus address in Erie, Pennsylvania. 40 minutes later, Wells walked into a bank and told them that he had a bomb around his neck and that he wanted $250,000. It is unclear if the bank gave him any money, but they did alert the police who were watching for Wells when he emerged from the bank. Wells screamed that he was innocent, but they forced him to sit down the road, and members of the bomb squad were called. But help did not arrive soon enough. Wells said that the bomb around his neck was set to go off in 20 minutes, and true to his word, the bomb exploded, killing Wells instantly. That's some dirty shit right there. Q&A. How can an umbrella help a shoplifter? Well, I could see it using as storage, I suppose. On rainy days, an umbrella is... Oh my goodness, there's stuff happening on the screen. What the hell? The sound is dead again? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, I fucking hate technology. We literally just fixed everything, but apparently the notifications are going to be selective. That's what I was thinking. On rainy days, an umbrella that is closed but not snapped makes a good catch-all. With the umbrella hung on the forearm, shoplifters push or drop items into the upside-down umbrella. It's a common technique. See? They say you basic. Don't be stealing with an umbrella. Who are you, Mary Robbins? Poppins? Okay, I thought it was witty. Shut up. Crimes can be funny. Just being helpful. 2 officers in a squad car near Houston Street in downtown New York received a report over the police radio of a robbery near them. The officers got a description of the perpetrator. Shortly thereafter, the officers saw the perpetrator on the street. The perpetrator noticed the cops as he started to run. The cops caught up to him and started to handcuff the man, and the suspect looked around in total bewilderment. "Hey man," he said, "what you doing? What's going on?" "You robbed a lady back there," one of the cops said. "I didn't rob no lady. Then why are you running from us?" "I was running after the guy who did it. I was trying to help you catch him. Come on. Follow me before he gets away." Well, you know what? I think one of the more recent funny ones I saw was a cop. They were in a high-speed pursuit, and they did a pit maneuver on a fleeing vehicle, but that fleeing vehicle was an unmarked cruiser. See, even cops are fooled by the unmarked cruisers. My gosh, people. Even though he had flashing lights, you know. We all make oopsies every now and then. Those are just higher stake oopsies. No biggie. 2 people are out of the chase. Q&A. When are most burglaries committed? Anybody want to venture a guess? Time of day on burglaries? Burgles? Night? Answer: during daylight hours, when apartments or home dwellers are not likely to be home. The most common month is August, when people are most likely to be on vacation. According to Burglars on the Job by Richard Wright and Scott Decker, the first place a burglar searches for valuables is in the dresser in the master bedroom, followed by the bedside table, shoeboxes in the closet, under the mattress, and then the refrigerator and the freezer. Well, you know, don't store your stuff there. Lesson learned. Well, the secret is knowing how to create like a stash, like you know. But you don't think about stuff like that. Like, what a pain in the ass to move all your valuables and electronics into a hideaway spot, and you know, whatever. Penis. King of the pickpockets. Thomas Butterfingers Moran is considered the king of pickpockets. In a career that spanned 65 years, Moran had an estimated 50,000 scores, and amazingly, he worked without the help of a framer, someone to distract the victim. To ply his trade, he frequented subways, racetracks, buses, and one of his favorite places, union meetings, where of course no one would suspect a union brother of theft. Oh, sneaky, sneaky. Estimated 50,000. It's probably more. I mean, if he did it for 65 years, holy shit. And he worked without a partner? I mean, I don't encourage his behavior, but good job, guy. Imagine if he could have put all that to use, like being a magician or something. I don't know. Woo! That 111 bourbon's, you know what? I might prefer this over the regular 111. Sweeter, tastes a little bit better. Alright, bank robbery at a glance. Bank robberies usually occur on Friday mornings between the hours of 9 and 11 a.m. Monday is the second most frequent day for bank robberies. Credit Union Magazine. The average bank robbery haul is $5,000, according to AP Online. Number 3. On average, 1 out of 10 bank robbers will be caught. I like those odds. I mean, nothing. Metropolitan Los Angeles has more banks robbed than any other area in the U.S. It averages about 1,000 robberies a year. One important reason, the freeway networks allow easier escape, according to the FBI. The Brinks Job. One of the best planned and executed crimes of the 20th century was the robbery of a Brinks, the monetary transportation company. On January 17, 1950, 7 armed thieves in Boston made off with $1,218,211.29 in cash and $1,557,183.83 in checks, money orders, and other securities. The haul weighed over 1,200 pounds. The job took 17 minutes, and the FBI spent $29 million investigating it. Oh, tonight we are having Chattanooga whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey. I've tried the other whiskey from these guys, and this is well, it's Chattanooga whiskey. It's Chattanooga 111. I like the bottle. It's got a very Old West kind of feel to it. But yeah, 111 proof. I'll put some hair on your chest, kid. Sounds like if anybody's robbing anybody, it's the FBI robbing fucking taxpayers over fucking less than $3 million goddamn dollars. How do you spend almost $30 million investigating not even $3 million worth? Now fuck the FBI. Y'all fucking heard me. I know they're listening. Oh shit. The architect of the job was Anthony Fats Pino, a career criminal who, with the other thieves, studied and planned the job for a year and a half. The object of their affection was the Brinks counting room, where money flowed from various sources at the rate of $10 million a day. This is 1950 now, mind you, kids. This is post-World War II, but just. Over the 18-month planning period, the thieves made 27 nighttime trips to the complex of buildings that comprised Brinks. To get into the counting room, they had to go through 5 locked doors. Over the months, they removed each of the lock cylinders, made a key, and returned the cylinder to the door before it was noticed. Man, these motherfuckers are slick. Pino and his cohorts entered the counting room very easily thanks to the keys and the criminals' appearances wearing chauffeurs' uniforms and bizarre comic masks. Both disguised their identities and terrorized the Brinks workers. It all would have gone unsolved except for one thing. Alright, this is where we take notes. One of the robbers, Specs O'Keefe, entrusted $90,000 of his share of the loot to a fellow thief, and when he asked for it back, the other men would not give it to him. O'Keefe threatened to go to the cops if he wasn't paid. Pino and others reacted by getting Elmer Trigger Burke, a notorious New York hitman, to clip O'Keefe, but Burke was unsuccessful and O'Keefe went to the authorities. They were all arrested only 5 days before the 6-year statute of limitations of the crime would have expired. Everyone in the gang was sent to jail. Okay, so honor amongst thieves. Good God, man. You know this guy's a thief. Why would you hand him 80 fucking grand or whatever the fuck it was? 90 grand. Why would you hand anybody 90 grand, especially a fellow thief? My gosh. Oh, here's a still from the Brinks job. It's kind of grainy, but you know, they didn't have high-def cameras back then. Whatever. Oh, it's a movie, the Brinks job. Okay, well, it's a thing. Yeah, what's this world coming to? Even in 1950, you couldn't trust a thief? What the hell? What the ass? I like saying what the ass. I don't know why. It sounds funnier than what the fuck. I mean, that's kind of, I don't know. Characteristics of burglars. There are two kinds of burglars, house burglars and cat burglars. House burglars are criminals who are only interested in stealing from a house or business. They usually enter a house in the daytime. Cat burglars, who tend to rob houses at night, are a whole different animal. Oh wow, and so then we got this thing listed in little bullet points here. So, house burglars. Burglars usually don't carry weapons. House burglars. Professional burglars are much smarter than most criminals. Everything they do is carefully planned. Junkies looking for money for a quick fix usually are not smart enough to be burglars. Burglars usually net about 1/3 of the worth of what they steal after fencing or selling it. So, for example, if a burglar steals $1,000 worth of property, he can expect to get $300 or so out of it. Burglars prefer to fence their stuff at bars. There's no paper trail like there is when someone sells something to a pawn shop. Smart. And you know what? As long as you don't get caught, it's 100% profit. So, don't be a fucking burglar. Now, cat burglars. According to cops, cat burglars are crazy. Anyone who would prowl around a house while the occupants are asleep is a mental case. A cat burglar can become violent if confronted, or become a rapist when he peels back bedclothes to look at a woman whose house he's burglarizing. Okay. Cat burglars defecating on the floor or bed are very common. What the fuck? Some cat burglars will even defecate on a bed where occupants are sleeping. One found a detective shield defecated on the dining room and stuck the shield into the feces. Wow. The nuts on that cat burglar, am I right? What was it, Heathcliff? Oh, man. Thieving home improvement contractors. Oh, those fuckers. In Missouri, an ex-assistant attorney general, Peter Lamaghi, tells the story of an elderly woman living in the southeastern part of the state who had no understanding of home improvements and contractors. So when a contractor slapped a lien on her home, despair set in and she eventually set the house on fire and stayed inside. A suicide. Oh, that's fucking terrible. Well, I guess he ain't gonna get his money. And even if he had a lien on the property, well, congratulations. You've got a whole burnt-ass house and corpse to fucking then get rid of. Well, I'm sure the county took the corpse away, but still, that's sad. Disturbing. But, we're reading a book about the killer book of true crime. I mean, what were you expecting? This is admittedly a horror story that is atypical. However, it's just an extreme result of a common problem. There are many, many smaller horror stories about the financial and emotional perils people face when hiring carpenters, plumbers, roofers, and other home improvement contractors. The BBB's records indicate that home repair complaints across the country have increased 40% or so in the last 5 years. Additionally, the National Association of Attorney Generals says its annual nationwide survey of consumer complaints shows that home repair and or construction is always in its top 10. And those numbers are sure to rise because of homeowners victimized in Gulf states hit by Katrina and other hurricanes. Repair predators quickly smelled blood. Richard Mitchell, president of the New Orleans BBB, says the first of this type of scammer has already arrived, and they're ruthless. One lady had 4 trees on her property, and contractors took them off, then presented her with a bill for $14,000. For 4 fucking trees? Y'all a bunch of cocksuckers. What the ass? Oh, sorry. Q&A. How many home improvement contractors are thieves? 1 of 2, 1 of 5, 1 of 10, or 1 of 20? 5, 10, 20? 2, 5, 10, or 20? Anybody want to venture a guess? I don't even know. I'm waiting. What you think, Roxy? Oh, 2. Okay, let's see. The answer is this has never been scientifically measured, but Fred Gorman, a big-time contractor who spent 50 years in the trade, says he believes 1 in 10 were high binders. Whatever the fuck that means. Okay, they're high binders. Sure. How long have we been at this? For about an hour? Oh. to drink some whiskey and stare at you guys uncomfortably. You right. Gotta drink some water, kids. Stay hydrated. I swear I drink more water when I'm drinking whiskey than anything else. Any other time. I'm telling you. Genetics, man. Just gotta be born with the right genes. Or something, I don't know. Beware the Williamsons. The Williamson gang is the ultimate example of contractors who rip people off. They are known to every consumer protection agency in the U.S. because they all travel all over the country, usually showing up in the warm months. They may be into anything now, but they are famous for one asphalt driveway scam. William Webster, ex-attorney general of Missouri, calls them asphalt gypsies. Now, I've heard of these guys. They wear clean uniforms and drive around in new trucks until they spot a driveway with a few hairline cracks or other defects. They point out the problems to the person who answers the door. They usually arrive midday when they hope only a woman is home. Then they offer to seal the driveway for what seems like a good price, say 5-gallon can for $60. If they get the go-ahead, they'll be back half an hour later and finish. Now, and ask for $600. Naturally, the consumer will point out the agreed upon charge was $60. That's right, says the scamster. $60 for a 5-gallon can. We use 10 cans. He expected the person to argue and is prepared to settle for less than, say, $400. The consumer offers a check, but the gypsy won't take a check. When the person says he doesn't have that kind of cash in the house, the gypsy says he'll take a check, but only if the person goes to the bank with him to cash it. If the consumer agrees and leaves the house, the gypsy's confederates may rob it while he is gone, and the driveway won't be properly sealed either. These swindlers may use low-quality sealer, but they've also been known to swab on used motor oil or cheap black enamel paint. It looks good until you drive on it and take it with you into the street. Some consumer experts call the Williamsons the Crankcase Oil Brigade. They're also known as the Travelers, which was also the name of a movie about them starring Bill Paxton. Well, the more you know. Oh. Well, you know what? I'm going to read this last one a little bit and call it because reasons. Crime can be funny, and I'll be on my way. During Mayor Dinkins' administration in the early 1990s, it was like the Wild West in New York City. 2,100 homicides a year. The city government came up with a brilliant plan to rid the streets of crime, the buyback plan. The administration announced they would buy guns from anyone, no questions asked, even if the gun had no serial numbers or was used to commit a murder. The goal was just to get guns off the street. During this period, 2 cops were set out on foot patrol, and a passerby pointed to a man who was walking down the block and said, "He's got a gun." The guy who allegedly had the gun was heading down a one-way street, so cops radioed to headquarters to get a car to block the other end of the street. This worked, and when the guy saw the squad car coming down the one-way street, he turned and ran, almost right into the cop's arms. The officers searched the man and pulled a gun out of his waistband. "Where are you going?" they asked him. "I'm going to the precinct for the buyback program, handing in my gun." "Then why are you running from us?" "Got to get there quick. But now that you're here, why don't you give me the money and I'll be on my way?" Fair enough. Well, guys, it's about that time. I'm enjoying this so far. Hope you guys are too. Because there's more. There's much more. And if you guys don't fucking like it, well, that's too fucking bad. I'm going to read more next week. But I'll be back tomorrow night. I'm not sure if it's going to be a Bobby Ross or a Gunpla Wednesday, but we shall see. Come back and we'll do the thing. In the meantime, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and for those of you that stayed and refreshed, I know there's only one of you, that's fine. You guys have a wonderful night. I'll talk at you later. Hopefully see you out tomorrow night. Deuces! We're gonna do an outro? I don't know, what do you think, dog? An outro? Yeah, sure.
Chestnut Street. And then we spoke to a witness who was in Rittenhouse. And we're going to visit.